Here's integrated 3. It's problem 1-81. It says use the data set to complete parts A and B, and it has a list. It has like 11 different lengths of earthworms, and it says what is the interquartile range for the data? And you said, well, gee, I don't know. My teacher never said anything about that. So there's a math notes box on the page right before this problem. And so your book kind of expects you to just like read these, okay? And I expect you to read them. We are going to talk about this in class tomorrow, but let's read part of it. Let's just read the part about the interquartile range, because it asked us to find, it had a bunch of data and it said, find the interquartile range. So the interquartile range is the variability or spread in the distribution that can be numerically summarized with the IQR. So you can find the IQR by subtracting the first quartile from the third quartile. So I can find quartiles by splitting my data, like I split it down the middle and find the median, and then I take the two halves of data, like if I go like this, if that's the middle, then I take this half and I find the middle, which is right here, and I take this half and I find the middle. These two things are the quartiles. The interquartile range, you just take the bigger ones, like Q3, and subtract Q1. So we'll just do that right now with our data. So I know that I have 11 things in my list because I went through and counted them, and there was 11. So the middle one is going to be, what's half of 11? Well, there's going to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's going to be like 5 on one side and 1, 2, 3, 5 on the other side. The 81 is in the middle. And I'm going to probably do this all in a different color pen. Maybe I'll do it in a pencil. The 81 is in the middle of my data. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things on the left, and 1, 2, 3, 5 things on the right. So that is my median. We don't care a lot about that right now. It's asking for the interquartile range. Interquartile range. What we need is the quartiles. So the first quartile is going to be in the middle of this little first half of numbers. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. This one is smack dab in the middle. It's got 2 on the left, 2 on the right. So this is quartile 1. Oh, how do I draw 1? Quartile 1. And then this one right here is right in the middle of the second half of the data. So this is Q3, and the interquartile range is just the difference between these numbers. So it's going to be 8.4 minus 5.8, which is, I'm just going to cheat and use my calculator. 8.4. I got 2.6. That is my interquartile range. Okay, so it asked me for that on letter A. And then on letter B, I have to make a box plot. So I'm glad I did all this hard work because I have to make a box plot. We used to call them box and whiskers back when we were in, like, I don't know, when you're little kids, like in 5th grade or something, you would call it a box and whiskers. So when you make one of these, you need a number line. Why did I make that mark? You need a number line. And so you have to see, like, what should I count by? Should I maybe go from, maybe I'll go from 3, something before this. Or I can start like at 4, I guess. Here, I know what I'll do. I'll go 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I guess I could have 12. I'm just trying to make some kind of number line that all these numbers will fit on. And so I guess it didn't have to be that long. So I'm going to put my whiskers on these two ends right here. So there's going to be like just Let's just make a little dot at the 12 and a dot at the 4. And then the middle part is going to be at 8.1. So if this is 8, 8.1 is like right next to it. And then the quartiles, I'm going to use those. So I'm going to make another little line at 5.8. So 5.8, there's 6 and there's 4, so that would be 5. 5.8 is really close to 6, so it'll just kind of be over here. And then 8.4, well, that's 8, that's 9, so 8.4. This is how they do it. Okay, so you're using these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values, right? This is your low value. The 5.8 gives you like the little edge of your box. The 8.1 gives you the middle of the box, and then 8.4 is right here, and 12. Okay, so don't just give me a picture that looks like a box. You know, like I need to be able to line them up and tell that you actually made a genuine box and you just didn't look at the picture in your book or something. So make a box plot of the data, and that's all. I guess that's all they wanted.